right, hey everybody. I'm really sorry about that. Lost power here. It is one of those days where nothing works, where everything is messing up. So, oh, hold on a second. I have something to update with you. I have something to update you. But just so you know what happened, it's like it is 90 degrees. I think it's because of this. It is 90 degrees in Boston today. It's 90 degrees right now. I just put the AC in today and the circuit breaker tripped, which normally wouldn't happen. So I had to reset the circuit breaker, restart the stream. So let's get you caught up. I'm sorry, but that's what happened. So I just have to get everything where I can see it again. I apologize. All crazy. Yeah, it's 90. Everything where I can see. It's 90 today. So all right, so I can see you now. I can see the chat now. Let me just get the, I gotta get the, we were also covering Israel was launching some strikes in Beirut against Hezbollah drone targets. Oh, I can show you this right now. If I can. Give me a moment here. Everything's all messed up. So we have breaking news. All right, that's a live shot right there from southern suburbs of Beirut. Okay, so we have that going on. Let me get everything back up the way it was. Just give me a moment. I'll get it for you. We have new Elon Trump news. Hold on now. Hang on. Right, there's that. Throw that over there. And then I got to get, there's a White House event going on. And Trump was going to speak live to some fraternal order of police, I think. And I want to have that ready to show you. That has not started. Oh, it's starting right now. Hold on. It's starting right now. Hold on. Trump is going to speak now. Trump's about to speak. Let me get that on the screen for you. Oh my gosh, there's too much going on. There's too much happening. It's crazy. So this is happening. That's live from the White House. He's about to speak.
National Fraternal Order of Police Executive Board, representing nearly 400,000 officers nationwide, and they were with me right from
All right, Trump is speaking now. Is he going to talk about Elon?
Your members are the backbone of American law enforcement, and we're deeply grateful for your service, and you have done great service indeed. We're also joined by our great Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Thank you, Pam, being here.
Will Trump talk about
This
Elon?
institution has served as a powerful voice for the brave men and women who risk their lives to protect communities all over our country, and they do it as well as anybody or better. I was delighted to earn your endorsement in every one of my presidential campaigns where we did very well, record-setting well, and I'm proud to stand with you today as the most police president, I would say, without question, in the history of America. I don't think anybody's been more for the police than I am. In recent years, far-left radicals have vilified and targeted our nation's police with Marxist on crime politicians, making it impossible for you to do your jobs and do them.
All right, so we're showing you Trump in the White House. We're showing you the southern suburbs of Beirut. And yes, there's a new Elon Musk post. Hold on, there's a new Elon Musk post, which I want to tell you about. which I have to talk to you about as well.
And terminated unjustified federal consent decrees. I signed an executive
He's
order
not talking about Elon Musk at the moment.
justice to provide legal protection and financial
All right, guys,
support
look at
to
this.
businesses targeted by very frivolous lawsuits. Oh, I know about frivolous lawsuits better than you do. I can tell you, I had my share of them. I ordered other federal agencies to boost funding for police recruitment, retention, and pay. And I've asked Attorney General Bondi to pursue the death penalty for anyone convicted of killing a police officer, which is very appropriate. Upon
All right,
taking
hold
office,
on.
I declared a national...
I'm going to turn this down a bit because he's not talking about, Trump is not talking about Elon at the moment. Elon Musk's just posted 7 minutes ago, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately.
deportation effort in American history, and just a few months into
Look at this.
the national murder rate has plummeted by 28%.
He says SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately.
To the National Fraternal Order of Police for its resounding endorsement of the one big, beautiful bill, which is moving along very nicely with great support. It's a great bill.
Guys,
Cut taxes,
SpaceX Dragon
never put in the history of it's going to cut costs and expenses by
is
$6 trillion.
one of the primary spacecraft ferrying crew to and from the International Space Station. Okay?
Now, record investment is coming. Close to $15 trillion is already committed to come in for building new plants and factories. AI is big. Apple's investing $500 billion.
Is it the only active one?
It also includes the largest investment in border security.
Is it the only one flying to and from the space station? Is there any other spacecraft actively flying to and from the space station?
Miles of wall. Now we're going to build some additional wall where we feel we probably should.
Ben C says Starliner is the only other option, American option. There are foreign craft which go to and from the space station. I don't know if there's any other American ones. Foggy says Russian Soyuz. All right, there's too much going on. I kind of want to leave the Beirut on the screen, but that's a huge deal right there. All right, guys, I got to take a second. Here, let's stop. Hold on. There's too much going on. So I can leave the screen cluttered like this. I don't think that much more is going to happen. There's not a war going on between Israel and Lebanon. There have been some strikes in southern suburbs of Beirut. There might be some more airstrikes there. I can leave the Beirut feed up, but if I do, it's going to be very cluttered on the screen. So chat, let me know what you want me to do, because there's too much happening. In the big scheme of things, I don't think the Beirut is a huge deal. So, I mean, it's certainly interesting to watch, but that's what they're doing. They said they've been launching some strikes in the southern suburbs of Beirut against Hezbollah targets. So I think maybe I think for the moment, I'm going to take off the Beirut. Maybe I could put one of them in a corner. Only one of them has been really showing us much. But now the other one is moving around. See, just as I say that, stuff's going to happen on the Beirut feed. So, maybe I can leave them small on the screen. I don't know. It's just too confusing. There's too much happening. Leave it up small? Maybe I'll do that. All right, Pam Bondi is speaking. I don't know if Trump is going to speak about Elon Musk anyway. Yeah, let me make the Beirut small, okay? Let's just do that. Let's keep Beirut small. I think we have to do that. That seems like to make the more sense right now. What I'll do is I'll put that there and there. And then we can remove this off. And then here. Okay, hold on. Let me just adjust something. We'll take this away. Now everything's all messed up. We need to move this up. We need to move this up. Ah, there we go. And then this White House thing we can put down here. Okay, and then this we'll just put sorry. There's just too much happening right now. We got to keep our focus. All right. We can always make those bigger if something happens. Better? Okay, now, Elon Musk just announced he's going to begin decommissioning the Dragon spacecraft, guys. Hold on a moment, there might be more. Elon Musk just agreed with a post saying that Trump should be impeached. Breaking news. Ian Miles Chong posted President versus Elon. My money's on Elon. Trump should be impeached and J.D. Vance should replace him. And Elon Musk said yes.
Mr. President, first, thank you. Thank you.
He's not speaking right now. So that's going on. So Elon Musk just agreed with a post that said Trump should be impeached and J.D. Vance should replace him. The White House event is a fraternal order of police event. President Trump is not at the moment saying anything about Elon Musk. I'll check back in on it. Sorry. By the way, a quick thanks to Sharon Goslin, Eris Kalar, Mr. I didn't even get to thank everybody on the last stream. Mr. Hammond, Aaron Quake, Nina Drew, FKU Bigness, who says, we just lost the Game of Thrones. Hold on, I owe a couple more thank yous. I got to thank our mods. I haven't even done that. There's been too much going on. Also, Kenneth Colton, PZ Papa Zulu, who says, if Trump was in the Epstein files, why wasn't it revealed by the previous administration? Thanks, Kerry Poteet, Mr. Hammond, Shelley, Marcus Peterson, Matthew Bradford, Dodger Blue, Armor, Michael McIsaac, Aaron Easton, Derek Elkins, Vilify Exile, Jonathan Morris, Juan Cabrera, Nostrich, Brandy, Ellen Zen. Thank you. I got to thank our moderators too. Hold on a moment here. It's just been crazy. It's been crazy today. Thank you also for Kuzi Marai for subscribing on Twitch. Warlord Wolf for subscribing on Twitch, who says the great Feud of 2025. Ma Florida 22 for subscribing on Twitch. Shave Ezra for subscribing. Shizrek for subscribing. Thank you, Shizrek. Jax Animals for subscribing. Softball Paul for subscribing. Thanks, Warlord Wolf, for your support. Bethany Liz. Matthew Kohai 3 for the gift sub. Frukar Toffine. Inked Fish. I Got That Fire for subscribing. The Trash Flower for subscribing. And Beautiful Profanity for subscribing. Also, thanks to our moderators. Over there on Twitch, Bastion Girl, Big Ball of Yarn, I Got That Fire, Matthew Kohai 3, Miss Lovely Sky, and Tariag. Thank you so much. Also, Linda Bell, Larry, and Misha over there on X. And over on YouTube, Janet B. Beasy, RJ, Ruth Krafasi, Beth Mythical, Roberts May Queen, thank you. And Oops. Let me just thank our Facebook mods, and then we will get back to the feud. So I haven't had a chance to thank anybody yet. It's been too busy. Now what's happening? It's been crazy today. Margaret Riley, thank you for modding. Okay, Larry Body, moderating over there on Facebook. Thank you so much. Okay, now, so in case you missed it, the feud between Elon Musk. Oh my gosh, he just posted again. He just posted again. Elon Musk just posted again. He says, look, the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. Wow. He's posting even more. Look what Elon Musk just posted again. He just said, he after somebody else posted, can I finally say Trump's tariffs are super stupid? He said the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. He just said it. Above a post that says the Trump tariffs are super stupid. Thank you to Galaxy for your support. And Kiwi, our member. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The stock market, I'll check. There's too much happening. The Dow Jones is down 0.25%. NASDAQ is down less than 1%, so it's not a huge drop in the stock market today. I will say that Tesla stock was way down before. Hang on. I mean, the stock market has dropped some in the last few hours, but it's not crashing, I don't believe. Tesla stock is down about 14.5%. It was down about 17% before. Hey, thank you to T-Jock TV from Sweden. Also to Red Squirrel, thank you. Red Squirrel 82, Extra Mile, Kerry Poteet, who says, Elon is big mad. Gilexi, thanks for the gift memberships. Thank you for Kiwi and Mitchell Pilot, who says, Musk is now really starting to irritate me. All right, hold on a moment. Hang on, there's a lot going on here. Has Trump posted anything else? Oh, breaking news, Trump posted again. Trump posted again. Trump posted again. I didn't even see this before. President Trump says, I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills. Oh, the White House thing ended. I don't even think the White House broadcast ended. I don't even believe Trump said anything about Elon there. If I hear he did, I'll let you know, but I don't believe he did. All right, so we'll get rid of that. Oops, I got rid of the long thing. Hold on. That. Get rid of this. Done. Get rid of this. Trump said, I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again. So he's not really responding there to some of the more recent posts Elon has made. If you missed it before, Trump posted about an hour ago or so. This was 2:37 p.m. And 2 hours ago, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. And then after that, Trump said, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I guess that would include SpaceX. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. And in response to that, Elon Musk said, oh, it was just a flash, I think. Sorry. Oh, a flash right there. Explosion. Explosion in Beirut, in the southern suburbs of Beirut. Another airstrike. Another airstrike, southern suburbs of Beirut. Israel has been conducting some airstrikes against what they say are Hezbollah drone-related targets. So there's another explosion there in the southern suburbs of Beirut. Another Israeli strike on what it says are, they've been striking what they say are Hezbollah drone-producing targets. So while we're looking at that, remember, Elon Musk said, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately, which is a big deal if that happens. It's a very big deal if that happens. The Dragon spacecraft is what the U.S. uses to go to and from the International Space Station. Oops. Do this right now. Dragon is the only U.S. option, by the way, to take crew to and from the International Space Station. It may also be the only cargo option for the U.S. So the U.S. would have, I don't think, any option to use their own craft to bring stuff and people to and from the space station. Eric Berger, who, we'll keep an eye on this. And just to take you back here for a second, Eric Berger is a space journalist who I follow. And when Trump brought up the idea today of terminating Elon's government subsidies and contracts, Eric Berger said this would both end the International Space Station and simultaneously provide no way to safely deorbit the International Space Station when at the end of its life, which is, I think, coming up, but I don't remember exactly. Let me look that up. Oh, 2030. I guess around 2030, in 5 years or so, is when the ISS is supposed to be deorbited. Oh, sorry, you can't see the caption. I'm going to make this small again. I had this big because periodically Israel has been conducting strikes on the southern suburbs of Beirut. We've been keeping an eye on that. So, oops, I want to get away from this. So let's go back here to, it's very big news if Elon Musk stops, if SpaceX stops operating the Dragon spacecraft, guys. Elon Musk also just reposted a post Elon Musk just commented on a post about Trump and Epstein. You can see here, Elon Musk reposted a post from AG that said the relationship between Trump and Epstein is well established. Trump flew on Epstein's plane at least 7 times, though it's not clear he ever went to the island. Then there's some more there. That comes after Elon Musk posted saying that time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Also, regarding Trump bringing up the idea of canceling Elon Musk's government contacts, Elon Musk said, "Go ahead, make my day," and reposted a space journalist who said doing so would end the International Space Station and simultaneously provide no way to safely deorbit it. By the way, this, let me just get rid of this second. We don't need this right. No, we need that. No, we don't need that one right there. We'll keep the shot of southern suburbs of Beirut up on the screen there. And hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. It's all crazy. Everything is crazy right now. Everything is crazy right now. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I was talking before about different implications. Why this is not just a spat; it could have important political implications. It could, if it makes some, if Elon being against Trump's spending bill makes some Republicans decide to not support it, that could sink the bill. Also, maybe Elon Musk wouldn't support the Republican Party in future elections with his funding, for example. Jim Sciutto of CNN mentioned that that it could damage Trump's political support among Musk's fans. It could have impact on South African white farmer refugee status. And he also mentioned that it could impact Musk's future support for the GOP, financial support. So there's all kinds of ramifications that this could have. Eric Berger, who is a space journalist, let me show you what he said with Ars Technica. He talked about he was referring to Elon Musk saying that SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft, which is the only American option to go back and forth the International Space Station. Eric Berger says it's not necessarily a bluff. Elon has been reluctant to take on new Dragon-related projects for a while now and would like to move human missions to Starship as soon as possible, but that's not going to happen right now. Starship is still being tested. Of course, it would, I believe, of course, it would completely end the International Space Station and impair future commercial space stations. Wild times. Bob Myers says, bye-bye Starlink. I don't know what effect this will have on all that. Let me try to get you some more reporting on this. Hang on a second here. Just crazy. Just crazy. What's going to happen next? America, our viewer says, this is a big deal. Let me show you some reporting on this. AP says, if I can show you what's happening. Hold on. Real quick so you can see the headline here. Trump and Musk's relationship flames out just as intensely and publicly as it started. AP says, the spectacular flameout today hit a crescendo when Trump threatened to cut Musk's government contracts, and Musk said, without providing evidence, that Trump's administration hasn't released all the records related to sex abuser Jeffrey Epstein because Trump is mentioned in them. The messy blow-up between the president of the U.S. and the world's richest man played out on their respective social media platforms after Trump was asked during a White House meeting with Germany's new leader about Musk's criticism of his spending bill. This came less than a week after they appeared together at the White House for a subdued goodbye, and Trump thanked Musk for his brief time in the U.S. government by handing him a symbolic but non-functional golden key. Trump had largely remained silent as Musk stewed over the last few days on his social media platform X, condemning the president's so-called big beautiful bill, but Trump clapped back today in the Oval Office saying he was very disappointed in Musk. Musk responded on social media in real time. Trump ratcheted up the stakes when on his own social network, True Social, he threatened to use the U.S. government to hurt Musk's bottom line by going after contracts held by Musk's internet company Starlink and rocket company SpaceX. Trump said the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. Then Musk replied on X, "This just gets better and better. Go ahead, make my day." Musk then said, without offering evidence of how he might know the information, that Trump was in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. The insinuation tapped into long-standing suspicions among conspiracy theorists and online sleuths that incriminating and sensitive files in the government's possession have yet to be released. The deepening rift unfurled much like their relationship started, rapidly, intensely, and very publicly, says AP. It also quickly hit Musk financially. Tesla stock right now is down 14.2% today. 14.26%. Oh, it closed down 14.26%. It's down an additional 1% after hours. A new Elon post, people are saying? Elon just gave a post where I don't have the rights to the clip. He posted a clip, reposted a clip of Trump partying with Jeffrey Epstein and had a raised eyebrow emoji on it. That's his new post. He also posted 19 minutes ago that the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. So he keeps posting things about Trump and Epstein. Will Trump eventually respond further on his Truth Social? That I don't know. Those are the 3 posts Trump has made about Elon in the last few hours. Treble says Murica is cooked. This is pretty crazy. Oh, also, hey guys, just so you know, when Trump was doing that appearance at the White House a short while ago with the Fraternal Order of Police, or is this it? I think that was it. Anyways, I saw a White House pool report from about 20 minutes ago that said the president delivered prepared remarks where he called for the passage of the big, beautiful bill. He did not respond to shouted questions about Elon Musk's claims that Trump is in the Epstein files. Augie Ben Doggy says, wow, the gloves are off. Where's my chapstick? Here it is. Just crazy. Let me go back here, see if there's anything else I want to mention from this article. This is the article. It says, Trump and Musk's relationship flames out just as intensely and publicly as it started, from AP. AP says politicians and their donor patrons rarely see eye to eye, but the magnitude of Musk's support for Trump, spending at least $250 million backing his campaign, and the scope of free rein the president gave him to slash and delve into the government with Doge, is eclipsed only by the speed of their falling out. Oh, also, remember what Elon Musk said yesterday, I think it was, on his social media. I didn't even mention that. Where is it here? I'm going to find it for you. This was this morning. This morning it was, right? That's when it was. When he posted about the election. Elon Musk has been posting a lot today, by the way. Right here. Here it is. This morning, Elon Musk said, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Democrats would control the House and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. That's after President Trump, that's after President Trump said today that he was disappointed with Elon. He said he would have won Pennsylvania regardless of Elon, I believe. He also said of Trump, why is this happening? He also said of Trump, such ingratitude. It's just crazy. It is crazy. All right, give me a moment here. Give me one moment. Turn the volume off on this. Lone Wolf thinks it's staged? I don't know. I don't know if Trump would stage something where somebody's saying he's in the Epstein files. All right, give me a shout at Lookner on X. We are covering this blow up today of the Trump-Elon Musk relationship. Who knows what's going to happen next? It's been pretty crazy. By the way, quick thanks to Kerry Poteet for your support. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And let us get you some updates on what is going on here. Check this out. This is from Reuters. Oops, 1 second here. SpaceX will decommission Dragon spacecraft, Musk says as feud with Trump escalates. Reuters says that Elon Musk's rocket company SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately, Musk said today in response to President Trump's statement that the government should cancel Musk's future federal contracts. I think the specific thing that Trump said was, Trump said that the easiest way to save money in our budget is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. Reuters says that NASA relies on SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft to ferry astronauts to and from the International Space Station. The capsule is the only U.S. aircraft capable of flying humans in orbit. Musk's statement marks a dramatic escalation in an intensifying fight with Trump that burst into public view this week when Musk opposed the Trump administration's linchpin spending bill. Taking Dragon out of service would disrupt the International Space Station program, which involves dozens of countries under an international agreement signed over 2 decades ago. Russia's Soyuz system is the only other crewed spacecraft that sends astronauts to the ISS. I don't know how many different spacecraft, I'll have to look it up, send cargo to the ISS. Because they need cargo too. Monster says Elon is angry over Isaacman getting pulled out of being NASA chair. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Wall Street Journal was reporting that. We'll talk about that soon in a second. Kirk Spaziani says this is why you can't rely on private companies. I will say this. According to Gemini AI, they say that there are 3 primary spacecraft that currently carry cargo to the space station. The Dragon, the cargo Dragon, also Northrop Grumman's Cygnus, and Roscoe Cosmos's Progress, which is a Russian spacecraft. Okay. Cygnus is Northrop Grumman. If you just look right here, visiting vehicles for the space station, visiting vehicles, over the last, year or so, SpaceX, Russia, Soyuz. These are just, different dock, launch, undock. Cygnus, which is Northrop Grumman. SpaceX. Progress, which is, that's Russia, right? Progress is Russia, I think. Yes. Progress is Russia. SpaceX, Progress. It's mostly Russian. It's mostly Russia and SpaceX. There was Boeing Starliner, but that had issues. And it's unclear whether that's going to whether that program's going to continue and develop and send and be able to take people there regularly. And so, that's a big deal if Dragon is not actually happening anymore. Julia W. thinks Elon doesn't do veiled threats, and neither do I. He will always call someone's bluff, and if he does, he will go all the way, and he has already considered all outcomes. That's what our viewer Julia thinks. Hang on a moment here. One moment. One moment. One moment. We will get you more updates here. There's too much happening. I haven't even I have footage of Trump from today when he was asked about Elon in the White House. We can look at that too. I haven't even shown that yet. It's been so busy trying to get you all the updates on everything. New Mannix thinks Elon might have an accident soon. And let me remind you that Elon Musk, about less than an hour ago, said yes to a post which said that Trump should be impeached and J.D. Vance should replace him. And Elon said yes. Shaggy thinks Trump is too chicken to call Elon out. Pradu Screaming says, sheesh, it's serious, y'all. Radio Gum says, drama. Jennifer Eller says, when does the big bill go back to Congress to pass? Well, it's in the Senate now. The Senate's trying to figure out what version of it they want to pass. Then the House and the Senate would have to agree on a version. And then it would go to the president. There's this been goal put out there to have it done by July 4th. It's not even clear the bill will pass both houses of Congress, especially with Elon Musk coming out against it. So we'll have to see. Michelle Batten says, we shouldn't have to depend on Russia for us to get into space. Our viewer. Robert Rial II says, even Bezos can't send a human to the International Space Station and is years away from such a feat. Elon is the only spacecraft in the U.S. certified to carry humans back and forth into orbit. So where is this all going? I don't know where this is all going. Oh, AZ Intel found a quote from Steve Bannon in the New York Times. Thank you to AZ Intel for finding this. At AZ_Intel_. And in the New York Times reports that Steve Bannon said that, where is it here? Steve Bannon said, who has been a vocal critic of Elon Musk for months, said that he believes that Elon Musk is an illegal alien and should be deported immediately. Steve Bannon also said the Trump administration should investigate Musk's drug use. The New York Times also is reporting that Elon Musk's friends and associates are in a state of disbelief. And several said they are glued to their computers. Miss Dutch thinks it's embarrassing. The Washington Post says Musk and Trump spent much of this afternoon lobbing threats and insults from their respective social media platforms in a rapid escalation of a rift that formed after Musk amicably left his formal government role last week and began criticizing a massive tax and immigration package championed by Trump. Don't forget about the Jared Isaacman thing. Do not forget about that. I think that's important. We should mention that. Remember this. I think this is important. I know a number of you do think too. How would it not be important? Remember this. Trump says he's withdrawing the nomination of Musk associate Jared Isaacman to lead NASA. Elon Musk actually posted about this today. He posted a Trump post praising Isaacman from December. You know, if you're Elon Musk and you gave hundreds of millions of dollars to the Trump campaign, and you believe, as Elon said, that Trump would not have won without his help, you're probably pretty upset if Trump says he's going to nominate your close friend and colleague to the head of NASA and then says, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore. You can see here, AP says, President Trump said, this is from 4 days ago. President Trump said he's withdrawing the nomination of tech billionaire Jared Isaacman, an associate of Elon Musk, to lead NASA, saying he had reached the decision after a thorough review of Isaacman's prior associations. It was unclear what Trump meant. In response, Isaacman thanked Trump in the Senate, writing on X that the past 6 months were enlightening and honestly a bit thrilling. Trump had announced that NASA would be led by Isaacman, who has been a close collaborator with Elon Musk ever since buying his first chartered flight on Musk's SpaceX company in 2021. He bought a series of space flights from SpaceX. He conducted the first private spacewalk. Musk appeared to lament Trump's decision after the news broke, saying, "It is rare to find someone as competent and good-hearted." Yeah, and Mikey says Isaacman was a big Democratic donor. I think I remember seeing some speculation that that's why the nomination was being pulled. Here, look. This is from the Reuters article about it. Trump pulls Musk ally Isaacman's nomination. Trump pulls Musk ally's NASA nomination, will announce replacement. If you go down the article, it says Isaacman had donated to Democrats in prior elections. In his confirmation hearing in April, he sought to balance NASA's existing moon-aligned space exploration strategy with pressure to shift the agency's focus on Mars, saying the U.S. can plan to travel to both destinations. The Washington Post had said it was not immediately clear why the White House had pulled the Isaacman nomination. But I mean, that to me, it's obviously that's not something that Elon Musk would be happy about. The New York Times had reported that Trump had told associates that he was going to yank Isaacman's nomination after being told that Isaacman had donated to prominent Democrats. Oh, I'm seeing a report of that there are some reports floating around of an explosion or explosions at Bryansk airport in Russia. So Ukraine might be launching some sort of attack on Bryansk airport or near Bryansk airport in Russia. I'll let you know what more I hear about that. Do you guys want to see what Ben C says? This day just gets bigger and bigger. Do you guys want to see what Trump said when he talked about Elon today? I have to find it. It's in the... a couple of our viewers mentioned that Bitcoin was going down today. Bitcoin right now, our viewer Basic Test mentioned it. All right, well, let's watch what Trump said about Elon today. We'll watch that. Hold on. The Bitcoin price right now is down 3.3% today. It is currently at 101. Earlier today, it was at about 105,700, and now it's at 101,200. That's since it's about the last few hours. Bitcoin has gone down some. Okay. Mike Side says, what a messy divorce. Let's look at what Trump said today about Elon Musk. Now, I have to find it, but I have the broadcast. Where is it here? Right here. All right, I'm putting it up. I'm about to put it up on the screen for you. Got to do this, got to do this. Get rid of this. But if you've missed it, if you're just joining us, major feud going on today between President Trump and Elon Musk. Wow. Now, why am I not hearing anything at the moment? Let's see.
Willing to put more pressure on Putin to end it? Everybody understands what the deal is. But just before your arrival, in fact, only. And I guess that will be mostly. Think about that when they say, "Sir, we're spending more money on." It's a very bad thing, very dangerous. You know, I can look at it. You know, people use auto pens.
I'm trying to find the.
For everybody, he was never for men playing in women's sports. I'm sure that he didn't. Have them there. You know, we have English because you speak some country. We've never cut. Oh, Elon's upset.
Here, hold on. I think it's right here. Okay, I was trying to find where it was. I think it's right here. Earlier today. This is from the White House. When President Trump was talking to the press, and hold on a second here. Meeting with the Chancellor of Germany, Chancellor Merz of Germany. I think it's right here.
Reaction to that, do you think it in any way Elon Musk? And thank you, Mr. President. The criticism that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen regarding Elon Musk and your big, beautiful bill, what's your reaction to that? Do you think it in any way hurts passage in the Senate, which, of course, what is you're seeking?
Well, look, you know, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, the words of, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. It's the biggest cut in the history of our country. We've never cut. It's about 1.6 trillion in cuts. It's the biggest tax cut. You would say, people's taxes will go way down. But it's the biggest tax cut in history. It's we are doing things in that bill that are unbelievable. And when you look at what we're doing for small businesses, for people, for middle-income people, all of the things that we're doing, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And you know, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and you know, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and you know, they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And you know, Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. That's been, I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning, Mr. Secretary. That hasn't changed at all, right from the beginning. But I know that disturbed him. He wanted, and rightfully, you know, he recommended somebody from that he, I guess, knew very well. I'm sure he respected him, but to run NASA, and I didn't think it was appropriate. And he happened to be a Democrat, like totally Democrat. And I say, you know, look, we won. We get certain privileges, and one of the privileges, we don't have to appoint a Democrat. NASA is very important. We have great people. General Kane is going to be picking somebody with our. We'll be checking him out, seeing. But he wanted that person, a certain person, and we said no. And you know, I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk, and even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best thing. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. And again, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest economic development moves anywhere. We've never done anything like it. Business is spurred. And I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but the numbers came out. Even the CBO, which is run by Democrats, said that we're going to be doing, I'd like you to discuss it, the 2.8 trillion, that CBO. This is a group of people that are Democrats. They're very hostile to us. They just came out with phenomenal numbers, what it does. You want to mention that, Scott?
Yes, sir. So what we've seen is we keep hearing from the CBO.
All right, so you did hear him say that he didn't know if the relationship would be good anymore between him and Elon Musk. Then after this today, things really have ramped up even further. It's been crazy. Maybe I'll just go over again some of the comments they've made about each other today. By the way, thanks to Monos33 on Twitch and Slaps15 on Twitch for subscribing. Thanks to Kuzi Mirai for subscribing on Twitch. Also, thank you so much to, hold on a moment here. Thanks to Mitchell Pilot. I can see Elon's tweets, Mitchell Pilot. Thank you. Inhalation aerosols. Thank you. Appreciate it. And let's just go over some of these remarks that have been made today. Just crazy. Thanks, Oliver Hernandez, our member, too. All right, hang on a second here. Also, a report, well, hold on. I'll let you know if I hear more about what's going on with Bryansk Airport. Let's see. I'll post a link showing a photo, purportedly, of a Ukrainian attack on or near the Bryansk airport in Russia. Then there's another video of it, I believe. I'll post a link to that as well. I don't have the rights to the footage. I'm posting that in the chat for you from Special Curson Cat. Okay, so here is some of what Trump and Musk said about each other today. So, Trump said earlier today, he said Elon was wearing thin. That means when you stop liking somebody so much. He was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. By the way, that comment suggests that nobody really wants Elon Musk cars and they're only buying them because of the EV mandate. Trump also said the easiest way to save money in our budget, which is what Elon Musk has been encouraging him to do, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts, like SpaceX. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Then he said, I don't mind that Elon, he said, I don't mind Elon turning against me. which is interesting because Elon Musk did say that he was in the Epstein files. He says, I don't mind Elon turning. He also said Trump should be impeached. He says, I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. By the way, critics of the bill say, like Elon Musk and other critics, complain that it's going to raise the debt. He says, if this bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path to greatness. Make America great again. So, Waltham thinks it's embarrassing for this administration. Now, here are some of the things that Elon Musk has said today. There's a bunch of them. He's posted a lot of Kill Bill memes, like Kill the Bill. So, one thing he posted today is he said, hold on a minute here. He said that without him, Trump wouldn't have won the election. He said, without me, Trump would have lost the election. And Democrats would control the Senate. And Democrats would control the House, and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. So he did say that. And he also said, I'll show you some of the other things he said. But you can see his post right here. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Democrats would control the House, and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude, he says of Trump. So he said that. He also said today, he said that when Trump said that comment that Elon was wearing thin and that Trump asked him to leave, and that Elon went crazy when Trump took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. He said, such an obvious lie by Trump, so sad. He said this, time to drop the big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. And he said, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. He said, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately, which is the only American spacecraft that can fly astronauts into orbit and fly people to and from the space station, International Space Station. He also reposted, he posted a post from Ian Miles Chong that said Trump should be impeached and J.D. Vance should replace him. And Elon Musk said yes. He also, Elon Musk, said that he above a post that called the Trump tariffs stupid. Above that post, he said the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. Oh no, the post above him, this is above a post that called the Trump tariffs super stupid. And he also posted remember, President Trump about a week ago abruptly said he was going to withdraw the nomination of Jared Isaacman for NASA head. Jared Isaacman is a very close associate of Elon Musk. And Elon Musk today said this is what Trump said about Jared, and he posted this December 4th post from Trump praising Jared Isaacman. I'm not even reading all the posts. These are just some of the posts. So this is what's been going on today. Our viewer Al Glenn says it gets stranger every day. Lizzie says Elon clearly feels he was owed. My dear friend G says this is just silly and sad. Chris F says poor Jared. Tori says big babies. Faiz Siddiqui, who is a tech reporter for the Washington Post, posted, did Musk breach his fiduciary duty to Tesla shareholders by engaging in a feud with the president that cost the company nearly 15% of its valuation? Faiz Siddiqui also said that investor Ross Gerber, once a Musk defender, said Musk should be fired for complete insubordination from the board. So much going on today with this. Crazy. You can see the Washington Post says, the epic breakup of Trump and Musk's White House bromance. Ronnie says, I'm Team Elon on this one. So how is this going to develop? I don't know where this is going the next couple days or even the next few hours. Foamy Boater thinks the board on Tesla doesn't care. They'll never get rid of Elon. One of our viewers, D. Cartwright Girl, thinks Musk is stepping over the line. The Washington Post says the alliance between Trump and Musk spectacularly imploded today as the world's most prominent bromance collapsed into mutual public trolling. For months, as Musk emerged as the president's constant companion, the question hovered of how long a duet could last between two men used to soloing on center stage. Thursday's angry exchanges provided a definitive answer. The breakup, says the Washington Post, also highlighted the political and financial risks each man could now face from a prolonged quarrel. Musk, who spent at least $288 million last year to help elect Trump, and other Republicans accused the president of such ingratitude and publicly mused about starting a third party. Trump responded by threatening Musk's government contracts. The stock price of Tesla fell down 14% at the market close. The public unraveling began in the Oval Office today, where Trump spoke to reporters at the start of a meeting with German Chancellor Merz. Elon and I had a great relationship, he said. I don't know if we will anymore. The quarrel escalated rapidly from there, with the two men blasting out angry posts on their respective social media platforms. Oh, I didn't even see this one. Musk posting on X asked if it was time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle. He further signaled his estrangement from Trump's orbit by unfollowing Stephen Miller, one of Trump's top aides, whose wife has been working for Musk. Yeah, he made a poll, said politisserie. Our viewer said he made a poll. I got to pull that up as well. I'd forgotten about that. Hang on a moment. Here, right here. No, here it is right here. Is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle, he said. Can't I see the results without voting? I don't want to vote. I just want to see the results. Can someone who voted tell me the results? It's his followers. One of our viewers said 81% yes. Is that what it is? 80 people are saying 81% yes. Wow. Let's see here. What else? As I mentioned, Trump said on, as we talked about, Trump said on Truth Social, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Musk's business empire is heavily reliant on automotive regulatory credits, as well as space and defense contracts. His companies have received at least $38 billion in government funds, according to a Washington Post analysis. Musk volleyed back, declaring it was time to drop the really big bomb that Trump is in the Epstein files and that is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Files linked to the investigation of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein have emerged as a point of fixation for Trump and his allies and right-wing media figures. They have speculated without evidence that government officials have participated in a cover-up to protect famous associates of Epstein, whom they assert may have participated in his crimes. Musk, says the Washington Post, who has a history of making and amplifying false claims, offered no evidence for his accusation. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the accusation. The escalating exchanges sharply contrasted with the mood during the campaign and the first phase of the new administration. On Tuesday, Musk began publicly criticizing the One Big Beautiful Bill, the cornerstone of Trump's latest legislative agenda. He urged lawmakers to kill the bill and repeatedly warned the plan would add to the deficit. The Congressional Budget Office said on Thursday the overall price tag of the bill would be $3 trillion over the next decade, an estimate that the administration has disputed. One Musk ally told the Washington Post, "The unraveling happened faster than I thought. What Elon really wanted is to be president, I think." Several friends of Musk, who spoke to the Washington Post on condition of anonymity, noted the war of words taking place between the two men represented not just a personal falling out, but the public surfacing of a fight between the tech right and the populist MAGA movement, which shares some goals but disagree sharply on several issues. One of these people told the Post it was a rejection by MAGA and Congress of technocratic reform and instead keeping basically status quo on everything of consequence. The person acknowledged that Musk came to Washington with high hopes that he could orchestrate a systematic change, but instead was stuck with high tariffs and a bill that would leave the country with spiraling debt. Total loss, the person added. And then there's this. Tesla investors braced themselves as they watched Musk's relationship with the president go up in flames. Investor Ross Gerber, a one-time Musk booster, posted on X, "Can someone please take the phone away from him? Tesla, WTF, Tesla is getting destroyed." He said in a text message, I guess to the Washington Post, "My God, this is bad for Tesla and Elon. Elon is mistaken to think he has anything like the power Trump has." Wow. This is interesting. I'll just read a little more of it from the Washington Post. Trump suggested, we saw this clip of Trump suggesting this, Trump suggested that Musk's criticism of the Trump spending bill were rooted in Musk's concerns about Tesla. The Trump administration's legislative package would slash subsidies for owners of electric vehicles, which have helped make Tesla's cars, which can cost upward of $80,000, more affordable for American consumers. Tesla is reeling from a 71% dip in its profits and a double-digit slip in sales from the first quarter compared to the same time period last year. Trump said today, we heard him say this in the clip, "I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden, he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate because that's billions and billions of dollars." Musk denied this in a post on X, saying he never saw the text of the bill. On X, Musk said, "Whatever. Keep the EV solar incentive cuts in the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair," he added, "but ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill." It is unclear what Musk was referring to with his references to pork. The bill extends tax cuts and makes good on Trump campaign promises to eliminate taxes on tips and overtime. It would also increase spending on immigration enforcement and defense and make a major reduction in the number of people covered by Medicaid. It would also raise the government's debt limit, which Musk attacked by resurfacing old social media posts from Trump that criticized Republicans for previous extensions of the debt ceiling. In the Oval Office, Trump anticipated that Musk's criticism would become personal, saying he thinks Musk misses the place. I didn't even see this quote. I don't know where it was. I should try to find where Trump said this today. Trump suggested that such hostility was common among officials who departed from his administration. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it, he said. Maybe I can find that remark from Trump today. Oops, hold on a second. Our viewer Ice, they 1985 thinks this will be the end of Tesla. Hold on, let me try to find that quote. 1 second.
We're down to 2% now. Let's say that's zero. Gasoline, for 4 years, they cut out to it. Even if the governor read, no problem with it. All of a sudden, he had a problem.
Oh, here it is. I got more about Elon. More quotes about Elon from Trump today. This is today. Trump. Hold on. I'm going to put this on the screen for you. Earlier today. Okay. Let me just cue it up correctly.
Last week, 3 people came in. 2 of them for medical reasons. We let them in because one of them had a heart attack. I think it was a nice thing to do, and one of them had something else. So we've never I had very good numbers for 4 years, but we really topped it. And I want to thank Christie and Tom Homan. They've done a fantastic job. But nobody mentions that anymore. Remember, a few months ago, the border was a total disaster. People were coming in by the hundreds of thousands of people a day, a week, a month. I mean, we had a month, 2 million people came in 1 month. The border was being overrun, and a lot of bad people, criminals, murderers, drug dealers. We had some of the worst people in the world coming in.
I think he's getting to the Elon part right here.
It's totally closed. And you know what? People are coming into our country, but they're coming in legally. So we've done a great job. Elon knew that, Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up and campaigned for me. I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, I feel sorry for him. But they made a bad choice with him. But if you pick Shapiro or anybody else, I spoke to him recently about his house being set on fire, which was terrible. But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars. And it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have we want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different. And I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
Mr. President, I just want to clarify, did he raise any of these concerns with you privately before he raised them publicly? And this is the guy you put in charge of cutting spending. Should people not take him seriously about spending now? Are you saying this is all sour grapes?
No, he worked hard and he did a good job. And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office, and he's got nice offices too. But there's something about this one. I was telling the Chancellor, this is where it is. People come in here, even from Germany. They come in and they walk into the Oval Office, and it's just a special place. It's, World War I, it started and it ended here, and World War II, and so many other things. Everything big comes right from this beautiful space. It's now much more beautiful than it was 6 months ago. A lot of good things are happening in this room. And I'll tell you, he's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different and they become hostile. I don't know what it is. Someday you'll write a book about it. You'll let us know. Yeah.
It seems the president speaking of ending wars in this room.
So suggesting there that Elon Musk was upset that he left the power and the White House and became hostile because of that after. Implying that maybe Elon has Trump derangement syndrome. You heard it right there. Just heard it. He said he was disappointed in Elon. Peter's Warrahead vid says Elon's got his wings clipped. Wow. This has really blown up today. Junior P thinks it's all for show. Wow, it is really, that relationship has really blown up today. Can they make up again? I don't know. Bastion Girl says, then release the files and prove Elon wrong. LOL Panda Man says, look at how tacky it all looks. Hey, thanks, by the way, to Andrew Schlegel says, could Elon be deported? Like, in theory, does the federal government have the power to deport him? He is a U.S. citizen, you know. He's a U.S. citizen. So I don't see how they could deport him. If I have that right. Am I wrong about this, that he's a U.S. citizen? Yes, he is a U.S. citizen. He's been a U.S. citizen since 2002. Wikipedia says a U.S. citizen cannot be legally deported. For whatever that's worth. I'm not a legal expert, so. But there's this article in Wikipedia that says, right here, deportation of Americans from the United States. A U.S. citizen cannot be legally deported. Hey, thanks, by the way, to Amanda Mosher and Hebrew Jerusalem Prince, who thinks that Hebrew Jerusalem Prince 777 thinks that Trump's claim about why Elon turns against him is the dumbest excuse he's heard. Hey, thank you, PH Survivor 92, who thinks the bromance feud is so ridiculous and embarrassing. The entire world is watching this nonsense and laughing at the U.S. Who's really in charge at the White House? Wow. Hey, thanks, Liberal Rocks, for the gift memberships. Very kind of you. Thanks, Donna Brandt, who says, I'm Team Elon and I despise the big, beautiful bill, but there is a way to express your concerns and it ain't on X. Elon needs to pick up the phone. Pick up a phone. Thanks, Raven Knight, as well. Thanks, Rookie, who says, did Elon admit computer election fraud? I don't think Elon Musk was saying he fraudulently got Trump elected. Thank you again, Hebrew Jerusalem Prince. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Lady Tiger Official, who says real life or an act. Thank you, GDHHR, SGHRR member, who says nationalize SpaceX for national security. A couple of our viewers have said things like that this is a reason to be concerned about having private companies doing a lot of government work. You know, Elon Musk today said that immediately SpaceX is going to begin decommissioning the Dragon spacecraft, which is what the U.S., it's the only spacecraft the U.S. uses to take people back and forth to the space station. Thanks to Mitchell Pilot. Thanks Oliver Hernandez, our member. Thanks to, hold on a second. Let me just shout out our mods real quick. Mods are awesome. Ruth Krafasi moderating over there on YouTube. Janet B. And Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X. Crazy day. Bastion Girl, Big Ball of Yarn, Good Luck Duck, LB Prairie Dawn, I Got That Fire, Matthew Kohai 3, Sarah Papa Bear, and Tariag over there on Twitch. And hang on a moment. Thanks to our Facebook mods too. K. Larry Body, Margaret Riley, thank you. Hey, thanks for our Facebook subscribers too, like Rita Evans Lang, Margaret Riley and Kay, thanks for subscribing. Lou Green, LT, Sharon Klassen, Goslin, thanks for subscribing over there. Gloria Marie. Is there a photo of Musk today? I haven't seen one myself that I can show you, like a new photo. I have not seen that. Jennifer L, if I do, I'll let you know. Jennifer Ellers, thanks for subscribing on Facebook. Robert Rial II. And shout out to our Twitch subscribers. Real quick, I want to give them a shout out. People like Flaps15, Kuzi Marai, Warlord Wolf, Ma Florida 22, Shave Ezra, Shizrek, Jack's Animals, Wall Street Shaggy, Softball Paul, and a few more I want to shout out. Guy from the 207. Thanks for subscribing over there. Bogan04. Douthis. Thank you. Sarah. Thanks, Sarah Barra, for chatting. And thanks to Bethany Liz. The Sugaro. Sorry, went too long without thanking some of the subscribers. Beautiful profanity, thank you. Has Elon Musk posted anything more? Or has Trump posted anything more? You could hear more at any time from one of them. Who knows when they'll post again? You just don't know. The Horror Mother says, I have my popcorn. Elon Musk's last post was a post where he posted a video clip someone posted of Trump. It's supposedly a video of Trump partying with Jeffrey Epstein in the 1990s. And Elon Musk reposted that and had a raised eyebrow emoji. That's his most recent post. Jim says, our viewer Jim says, my question to the people saying all of this is for show, for theater, I ask why? What is the reason for it? Also, hold on one second here. There's also this. Hang on. One of our viewers mentioned to me that I just watched a clip of a Prepared Ranch mentioned to me. Steve Bannon is just not a fan of Elon Musk. Is not an Elon Musk supporter. He said that SpaceX should be seized by the government before midnight. Hang on a moment here. Andrew Schlegel sent me an article from Newsweek that said, where is this here? That there's past allegations that Elon Musk had some I don't really want to get into all this. So let me see if I can kind of quickly mention this. If I can quickly, I don't really want to get into this. It's this whole road I don't want to go down. Elon Musk is an American citizen. Our viewer, Andrew Schlegel, wrote in and sent me an article referring to this. Can I show you this really quickly? Hold on. I have to pull this up here. It's a story from like 7 months ago. From October. Like 8 months ago. Where is it? Hang on. I'll show you. If I can find it here. I can't find the version I can show you, but what I can tell you is the Washington Post had a story back in last October, I think it was, where they said, where is it here? where they said that Elon Musk launched his career working illegally. And they said he worked illegally in the U.S. long before, years ago. I'm not going to get it all now. So I think our viewer was wondering, oh, could they deport him because of this? I'm not a legal expert. I don't know if after becoming a citizen, the government could say, oh, wait, we didn't know about this thing you did before, so we're now going to deport you. I just can't answer that question. Google it if you want to Google it. I don't want to get on. You can Google it if you want. You can find. I don't want to get into it here. Gary says, sounds like something this administration would do. Cody thinks it could happen if somebody's naturalized, not if they're born here. Megan Messerly of Politico also mentions what one of our viewers mentioned. She says, Steve Bannon is saying on his show tonight that the U.S. government should use the Defense Production Act to seize control of SpaceX. That comes after President Trump said he said that maybe the government should cancel SpaceX contract, Elon Musk's contracts, including SpaceX, and Elon Musk said in response to that SpaceX was going to start immediately decommissioning the Dragon spacecraft. Fred Flintstone thinks they're both businessmen. They'll make up for that reason. Hey, quick thanks to Exceedi, who says if Musk loses his government funding, what happens to Starlink in Ukraine? Thanks, Exceedi. Thanks also, Bean Juice Bond. Bean Juice Bond, I'll read this. I don't even understand all of this. Bean Juice Bond says that he thinks that since Elon mentioned Donald in those Epstein files and unfollowed Charlie Kirk, is that true? He might come out in support of Palestine and against Israel. I mean, Elon Musk has been to Israel and visited Netanyahu. I'll just say that. But I don't know, Bean Juice Bond. Thank you for your support and writing in. Thanks, Julio Limos. Thanks, JB. And Lola P. And thanks for shouting out the mods. And Southpod. And Palm Tree for the gift membership. And Napoleon Solo, who says when you have a couple clowns, you should expect a circus. Wow. I'm seeing a number of reports that say that Steve Bannon is really trashing Elon Musk in his comments today. As I mentioned, as one of our viewers had mentioned earlier, the New York Times today said that Steve Bannon told the New York Times that he believes Musk is an illegal alien and should be deported from the country immediately. Thanks also to Drunk Can't Cook for subscribing on Twitch. Dutch XRP said that there is a new Dragon launch. Yes, there is a new, good point by Dutch XRP. There is a new SpaceX Dragon launch that's going to take crew to the space station on June 10th in 5 days. I haven't seen any sign that's not going to happen. Elon Musk did not say, I'm immediately killing the Dragon program. What he said was that the Dragon program would begin. SpaceX would begin decommissioning it immediately. So I have not heard any. It would obviously be a very big story if that launch didn't happen, but that is scheduled for the 10th. Next Tuesday, the 10th. Hey guys, some people are mentioning different Ukraine-related things. I'll take a look at it, but just keep in mind, Russia has been actively attacking and bombing Ukraine for years. So I'm not breaking, and also Ukraine has been launching strikes on targets in Russia for a while now. So I'm not breaking in every time something like that happens. I'll keep an eye on it. But just because something like that is happening doesn't mean it's like some big change from what's been going on. So I'll keep an eye on things. I mean, I wish it wouldn't happen. But at the same time, you know, it has been a frequent occurrence. Yeah, I'm seeing some reports on social media talking about Russian drones in the area of Kyiv and that there's some explosions in the Kyiv area. And I'll keep an eye on it, but again, unfortunately, that's a pretty frequent occurrence. Do we think, we'll do a poll. Are Elon and Trump done for the day, or will there still be major developments? That's the poll question. Are Elon and Trump done for the day, or will there still be major developments? We just posted over on Facebook too, and I'll show you what you guys say about this. It's only 6 p.m. Eastern, as what Ocean Mist said. All right, here's what you guys said. Here's what you guys said. I said, are Elon and Trump done for the day, or are there still major developments to be happen? Hold on, let me show you this. Hold on. One moment here. There's an AP story. Trump and Musk's relationship flames out just as intensely and publicly as it started. Okay, so our viewers on YouTube say, here's what you guys said on YouTube. You said 57% of you say, 56% say no, they're not done for the day. 44% say yes, they are done for the day. I also feel like with either of them, you never really know what they're going to say or do. So who knows what's coming next? On Facebook, 67% say no, they are not done for the day. 33% say yes. And on Twitch, we have 82% say no. 81% say no, they're not done for the day on Twitch. Oh, people might have read it wrong. But the basic idea is, are they done for the day? So the yes or no is, are they done for the day? People are saying they were confused by the poll because they thought that they were talking about, will there still be major developments? I don't think I'm going to redo the poll question. Sorry, I'll try to do the next one better. I should have just said, are they done for the day? Absurd says Elon 2028. Yeah, Simon says, mentioned that Tux News said multiple Russian strategic bombers are airborne. Launches against Ukraine are likely within the next hours. Caliber missiles are currently over the country. At least 100 Shahed drones are also airborne. Again, I don't mean to say this is not important, but this is a regular occurrence. This is not some kind of new big thing. It's important, but it's a regular occurrence lately in Ukraine. There have been attacks where they launched hundreds of drones recently, Russia. At some point, might they do some kind of different type of attack to respond to the Ukrainian drone attacks on Russian airfields? Maybe. Some missiles and 100 drones is not really very different than a lot of what they've done. So if there's some sort of very different attack, perhaps we'll cover that. Thank you to Kristen Gates for your support. I really appreciate it. And Jeff Bodette as well. Thank you to Jeff Bodette. Slackjaw thinks that Trump and Elon are both at their Twitter best at 2 a.m. And that's an interesting point, that you could see stuff happen between them in the middle of the night. Oh, thank you also, the Vladinator. The Vladinator thinks that the president burns most people who work for him. Just ask Mike Pence. The Vladinator thinks that Musk will be a very powerful enemy with a lot of money. This won't end well politically for the GOP and possibly disastrously. I mean, there's this whole other question of, will there be some split in the GOP between the Trump fans and the Elon fans? So let me show you something else that happened today with Elon Musk and Mike Johnson. Speaker Johnson, check this out. So Elon Musk in recent days has been saying that the Trump spending bill is spending way too much money. It's going to cost way too much money. It's going to increase the debt. So today Elon Musk said, where is the Mike Johnson of 2023? And he posted a Speaker Mike Johnson post from 2023, which said the federal debt just has topped $31.4 trillion, and the Congressional Budget Office now estimates federal spending for 2023 will total $6.221 trillion, or more than 197,000 per second. This is not sustainable. So Elon Musk is saying, Speaker Johnson was so concerned about the debt in 2023. Where's that Mike Johnson? And Speaker Johnson actually responded to him. Look. The Mike Johnson of 2023 is the same Mike Johnson who has always been a lifelong fiscal hawk, who now serves as Speaker and is implementing a multi-stage plan to get our country back to fiscal responsibility and extraordinary economic growth. It begins with the critically important One Big Beautiful Bill that includes the largest mandatory spending cut to the federal government in history by almost 400%, the largest tax cut in history, the largest investment in border security in a generation, along with arguably the strongest collection of pro-growth provisions ever passed, the same consistent Mike Johnson who has always supported the America First agenda. Then there is a readers added context they thought people might want to know. Multiple nonpartisan groups have put out reports showing the reconciliation package will add over $2 trillion in debt and potentially over $3 trillion when you add increased debt payments. So a back and forth between Elon Musk and Speaker Mike Johnson. Our viewer, Dr. Bobble, says it's like Days of Our Lives. Thank you so much, DBJ, who thinks Elon is spoiled goods, never charismatic, and the left tolerated him because of his electric cars and pro-science shtick. Bridges are burnt. Wow. Thanks to Vlad Nader, our member. Thanks, Crime Trial Addict, our member. Jason Carlton, our viewer, says this is why we can't have nice things. Crazy today, crazy today. What's going to be next? What's coming next? Caitlin Collins reports that the Tesla that Trump purchased from Musk is still parked on West Exec. Is that at the White House? I think it's West Executive Avenue. West Executive Avenue is a short street that runs along a north-south axis adjacent to the White House. Is it adjacent to the White House? It sits between the White House and the Eisenhower Executive Office Building, says Wikipedia. B thinks that Tesla is probably on Craigslist by now. Riptide says WWE The Politics Edition. Hang on, I need to refresh the chat here. I kind of feel like, there's going to be more coming between the two. How about this? Will they make up? Will they make up? I'll do one more poll question. Will they make up? Yes or no? See, you can't say this one is confusing. Okay, we're going to show you what you said about whether they'll make up or not. Josh B thinks it went too far with the Epstein stuff. right, so here. Ooh, AP just updated their article. I asked you guys, will they make up? Trump and Elon. Over on YouTube, 72% say no. On Twitch, on Facebook, 69% say no. And on Twitch, 77% say no. So most of you say no. Fantasy thinks both essentially live off grievance. It will never end. Gen Xer thinks no, Elon has gone too far. Fritjor thinks they were never friends to begin with. They were using each other for their own needs. Link Ray thinks Elon needs to apologize. Slackjaw thinks Elon is going to test his executive power. Thanks for voting in the poll. Raven Knight says an accusation such as being on Epstein's list, you can't come back from after that, bro. Johnny Ford thinks Elon went too far. Thanks for voting in the poll. I'm not going to read this whole article again. Let me just kind of skim over it here. Trump and Elon Musk's alliance took off like one of SpaceX rockets. It was supercharged and soared high, and then it blew up. The spectacular flameout today peaked as Trump threatened to cut Musk's government contracts, and Musk claimed that Trump's administration hadn't released the records related to sex abuser Jeffrey Epstein because Trump is mentioned in them. Musk even shared a post calling for Trump's impeachment and skewered the president's signature tariffs, predicting a recession this year. The messy blow-up between the president of the U.S. and the world's richest man played out on their respective social media platforms after Trump was asked during a White House meeting with Germany's new leader about Musk's criticism of his spending bill. Trump had remained largely silent as Musk stewed over the last few days on X, condemning the president's so-called big, beautiful bill, but Trump clapped back against Musk today in the Oval Office, saying he was very disappointed in Musk. Musk responded on social media in real time. Trump then on True Social threatened to use the U.S. government to hurt Musk's bottom line by going after contracts held by his internet company Starlink and rocket company SpaceX. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts, Trump wrote. Then Elon wrote, "Go ahead, make my day." Hours later, Musk announced SpaceX would begin decommissioning the spacecraft it used to carry astronauts and cargo to the International Space Station for NASA. Musk also said, without offering evidence of how he might know the information, that Trump was in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. After Trump started criticizing Musk, shares of Tesla plunged more than 14%, knocking about $150 billion off of Tesla's market valuation. Musk offered up an especially stinging insult to a president sensitive about his standing among voters. "Without me, Trump would have lost the election," Musk said. "Such ingratitude," he said of Trump. Wow. Then there was this whole thing. This was kind of odd. We heard this in the White House today when Trump talked about Elon's black eye. Musk bid farewell. This is from an AP article. Musk bid farewell to Trump last week in a somewhat somber news conference in the Oval Office where Musk sported a black eye that he said came from his young son, but seemed to be a metaphor for his messy time in government service. Trump, who rarely misses an opportunity to zing his critics on appearance, brought it up today. Trump said today, "I said to Elon, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." I think he said, which is interesting. I think Trump said he didn't want the makeup. Isn't that what he said? He didn't want the makeup? I can play it again. I thought that's what he said. People are saying yes. Was that in the first or the second thing? Yeah, LilyPad says, yeah, he said must decline the makeup. It was kind of just, but it was this kind of a side remark he made today. Observers had long wondered if the friendship between the two brash billionaires known for lobbing insults online would combust in dramatic fashion. It did in less than a year. White House aides were closely following the drama playing out on dueling platforms today with bemusement, sharing the latest twists and turns from the feud between their boss and former co-worker, as well as social reaction, media reaction, and memes. Officials in the extremely online administration privately expressed the belief that, like the other digital scuffles that have defined Trump's political career, this would also work out in his favor. Trump said today in the Oval Office, he and Musk had a great relationship, but mused, "I don't know if we will anymore." He said some people who leave his administration miss it so badly and actually become hostile. It's sort of a Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it, he said. If people, I only showed it once. If people want to see it, I can show you again Trump talking about Elon in the Oval Office today. Faytux News says explosions are audible in Kyiv as Ukraine is engaging drones. Also, Faytux News says that, who I follow, that this does not seem to be a bigger attack than usual by Russia on Ukraine. Yeah, people want to see the Oval Office remarks again. I'll show it to you. I'm going to show you that right now. All right, so the second comment, there's two different comments I showed you. All right, so that's at 2029. That's the second one. Let me find the first one now. Hang on. Oh, I think he talked about Isaacman today too. I think I missed this comment. No, I think we heard this before. Here it is right here. All right, here it is. This is, I think we heard that part. Okay, I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you what President Trump said about Elon today in the Oval Office. I'm putting it up on the screen right now. Here we go. Here we go, for those who haven't seen it. If I can find this one thing, I will put it up there for you. Where is my button with it? There. Okay, here it is. Earlier today. Here it is.
Thank you, Mr. President. The criticism that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, regarding Elon Musk and your big, beautiful bill. What's your reaction to that? Do you think it in any way hurts passage in the Senate, which, of course, what is you're seeking?
Well, look, you know, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. It's the biggest cut in the history of our country. We've never cut. It's about 1.6 trillion in cuts. It's the biggest tax cut. You would say, people's taxes will go way down, but it's the biggest tax cut in history. It's we are doing things in that bill that are unbelievable. And when you look at what we're doing for small businesses, for people, for middle-income people, all of the things that we're doing, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And, you know, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and, you know, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And, you know, they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles. And they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And, you know, Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. That's been, I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning. I think, Mr. Secretary, that hasn't changed at all, right from the beginning. But I know that it disturbed him. He wanted, and rightfully, you know, he recommended somebody from that he, I guess, knew very well. I'm sure he respected him, but to run NASA, and I didn't think it was appropriate. And he happened to be a Democrat, like totally Democrat. And I say, you know, look, we won. We get certain privileges, and one of the privileges, we don't have to appoint a Democrat. NASA is very important. We have great people. General Kane is going to be picking somebody with our. We'll be checking him out, seeing. But he wanted that person.
By the way, real quick, right here, he's talking about Jared Isaacman, who Trump originally nominated for the head of NASA, and then last week, kind of suddenly, he pulled the nomination, which Elon Musk reportedly is not happy about. And it's clearly not happy about because Elon Musk was posting about today. Elon Musk today posted a post by Donald Trump from December praising Jared Isaacman. Anyway, that's what that's all about. But he said here that Jared Isaacman is a Democrat.
A certain person, and we said no. And, you know, I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk, and even with the black eye, I said, do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup. But he said, no, I don't think so, which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. And again, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest economic development moves anywhere. We've never done anything like it. Business is spurred. And I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but the numbers came out. Even the CBO, which is run by Democrats, said that we're going to be doing. You know, I'd like you to discuss it. The 2.8 trillion that CBO. This is a group of people that are Democrats. They're very hostile to us. They just came out with phenomenal numbers. What it does. You want to mention that, Scott?
Yes, sir. So what we've seen is we keep hearing from the CBO that there's going to be a large deficit from the bill, which we disagree with, but using the CBO scoring, they came out and scored the tariff revenue. We think it'll be the minimum of $2.8 trillion over the 10-year window, which actually puts the bill in surplus if you include the tariff revenue, which they won't do.
It gives you a tremendous surplus, but we're not allowed to use that. For some reason, they say scoring. Nobody knows what scoring means. Maybe a couple of people, but nobody. Somebody sits in the background, they say, well, we're not going to allow that. They're not allowing other things that we have that are tremendously profitable for our country. But if you saw the other day, CNBC, they came out with numbers, and the people on the show, very good people, I've watched them for a long time, they couldn't believe the numbers, how good they are. The numbers were incredible. And that was personal income and also very low inflation. We have very low inflation. We're down to 2% now, and maybe even lower than that. And when I took it over, it was a mess. Remember, we had the worst inflation probably in the history of our country. They say 48 years, but let's say I think it's worse than that. So we had the worst inflation in the history of our country under the Biden administration. Now we're down to a beautiful number, 2%. You'd actually like to keep it there. Better than zero is 2%. It's going down maybe to 1, and 1% is like perfect. That's perfect. You don't want to have zero for certain reasons that nobody is very interested to listen to. But we have almost perfect inflation. Grocery prices are down. Everything. Remember eggs? Eggs, we weren't going to buy another egg for the next 20 years. They were so expensive, right? Remember? You guys all hit me about eggs. Eggs have come down 400%. Everybody has eggs now. They're having eggs for breakfast again. But if you look at gasoline, very important. I think always the most important because it's the energy is the biggest factor. That's what happened. He screwed up our energy policy, and everything went up because energy went up. But now energy is way down, and they have states where you're at $1.98 a gallon for gasoline. So the costs have come way down, and one of the things I ran on was that. I ran on the border. We have the best border in the history of our country, 99.99%. It was last week, 3 people came in, 2 of them for medical reasons. We let them in because one of them had a heart attack. I think it was a nice thing to do, and one of them had something else. So we've never had, I had very good numbers for 4 years, but we really topped it. And I want to thank Christie and Tom Homan. They've done a fantastic job. But nobody mentions that anymore. Remember, a few months ago, the border was a total disaster. People were coming in by the hundreds of thousands of people a day, a week, a month. I mean, we had a month, 2 million people came in 1 month. The border was being overrun, and a lot of bad people, criminals, murderers, drug dealers. We had some of the worst people in the world coming in from all over the world. It's totally closed. And you know what? People are coming into our country, but they're coming in legally. So we've done a great job. Elon knew that. Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up and campaigned for me. I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, I feel sorry for him. But they made a bad choice with him. But if you pick Shapiro or anybody else, I spoke to him recently about his house being set on fire, which was terrible. But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars. And it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have we want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, it became a little bit different. And I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
To that end, Mr. President, I just want to clarify, did he raise any of these concerns with you privately before he raised them publicly? And this is the guy you put in charge of cutting spending. Should people not take him seriously about spending now? Are you saying this is all sour grapes?
No, he worked hard and he did a good job. And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office, and he's got nice offices too. But there's something about this one. I was telling the Chancellor, this is where it is. People come in here, even from Germany. They come in and they walk into the Oval Office, and it's just a special place. It's, you know, World War I, it started and it ended here, and World War II, and so many other things. Everything big comes right from this beautiful space. It's now much more beautiful than it was 6 months ago. A lot of good things are happening in this room. And I'll tell you, he's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different and they become hostile. I don't know what it is. Someday you'll write a book about it. You'll let us know. Yeah.
Mr. President, speaking of ending war.
All right, so that was Trump's comments today in the Oval Office. There may have been some more, but that's a good chunk of them about Elon Musk. What an afternoon. What an afternoon. I don't know if they've posted anything more. I'm going to do a quick check. Hang on a moment here. It's interesting. One of the reporters, two of the reporters who worked on a story on the Washington Post that came out last October, which said that Elon Musk years ago worked in the U.S. illegally. They both reposted it today. And I think the implication of what they're doing is they're suggesting, is this something that the administration could try to target Elon on? I have no idea. But I think that's why they're posting it, is they're suggesting if the administration wants to go after him, they could possibly claim he's in the country illegally. I'd actually like to show you a little of the article. You never know. You never know, guys. Let me find this here. Let's see if I can pull this up. All right, hold on. Making some progress here. This would have been from about 7 or 8 months ago. I was trying to search for it before and I couldn't find it in a form that I could show it to you. Let me see if I can dig it up here in a form that I can show it to you. All right, let's see. Because I'm seeing it get some discussion online. I found it. I found the story. This is the story. Elon Musk, enemy of open borders, launched his career working illegally. Again, I'm not very familiar with the story. I'm just posting it because I see one of our viewers mentioned it. I see some discussion online. So you can see it says here, this is from October in the Washington Post. They say long before he became one of Donald Trump's biggest donors and campaign surrogates, South African-born Elon Musk worked illegally in the U.S. as he launched his entrepreneurial career, according to former business associates, court records, and company documents. They claim, the Washington Post, that he did not have the legal right to work while building the company that became Zip2, which sold for about $300 million in 1999. It was Musk's stepping stone to Tesla and other ventures. Musk arrived in Palo Alto in 1995. He left school. Without a legal basis to remain in the U.S., claims, according to legal experts, as the Washington Post. Foreign students cannot drop out of a school to build a company, even if they're not immediately getting paid, said one former Justice Department immigration litigator. Anyways, you can Google this if you want the details. My point is that I guess some people are suggesting if the administration really wants to go after Elon Musk, this would be a way to do it. I don't know. So I'll post a link to the story. You can read the story if you want. I'm not getting into the details of the story here. I don't want to do that. But I just think it's interesting. Lauren says Elon's brother has mentioned the story before. Somebody asked, is there an update on the Washington manhunt for Travis Decker? I haven't heard anything big on that. I don't want to get all into that. It's a different topic, so I don't really want to get deeply into it on this stream. But Chelan County announced that they were closing some areas. As they search for Travis Decker, a father who's accused of killing his three daughters. So I'll keep an eye on that story. Again, I don't really want to get into it on this stream. It's a different story. So we've covered it on a couple different streams. And if there's big developments, maybe we'll cover it later. And I don't really, we talked about this earlier. I don't want to get too into it on this stream. The Israeli military, we saw some of these strikes, launched some strikes on Beirut's southern suburbs in Lebanon today. They said they were attacking Hezbollah facilities that were working on drones. You can see here from Reuters, Israeli airstrikes pummeled the southern suburbs of Lebanon's capital late on Thursday, prompting accusations by top Lebanese officials that Israel was violating a ceasefire deal. There were at least 10 strikes. It was the fourth time this area had been bombed since a U.S. brokered truce in November. The Israeli military said it was planning to strike underground drone production infrastructure sites that were deliberately established in the heart of the civilian population in the Dahia area. It claimed Hezbollah was producing thousands of drones there with the direction and funding of Iranian terrorists. So that happened today. And yes, there are some Russian attacks being reported in Ukraine, including in the Kyiv area, but I have not seen any kind of indications that that attack is some kind of greatly different in magnitude than other recent attacks. If there's some huge new development in Ukraine, maybe we'll do a new stream on it. I also just saw a comment from the White House press secretary. Hey guys, hold on a second here. I have something for you. According to Joey Garrison of USA Today, the White House press secretary, Carolyn Leavitt, has issued a statement saying this is an unfortunate episode from Elon, who was unhappy with the one big beautiful bill because it does not include the policies he wanted. The president is focused on passing this historic piece of legislation and making our country great again. So again, the White House press secretary says, this is an unfortunate episode from Elon, who is unhappy with the one big beautiful bill because it does not include the policies he wanted. Also, Kelly Meyer of News Nation says, in response to Elon Musk claiming Trump is in the Epstein files, a source familiar tells News Nation that everyone knows that Trump kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his Palm Beach golf club. And the administration itself released Epstein files with the president's name included. The source familiar says it is not a new surprise Elon is uncovering. Everybody already knew this. So that sounds like someone close to Trump. I actually saw another reporter put out that same statement. So it sounds like somebody close to Trump is putting out these statements to the press. Al McCantu says, I think they're both making a big mistake and I'm very disappointed in Elon Musk. Yeah, look, Caitlin Collins had the same statement from CNN, says the White House response to Musk saying the Epstein files haven't been made public because Trump is in them. The White House responds to Musk saying the Epstein files haven't been made public because Trump is in them, with the press secretary saying this is an unfortunate episode from Elon, who was unhappy with the one big beautiful bill because it does not include the policies he wanted. The president is focused on passing this historic piece of legislation and making our country great again. So this is some sort of White House statement and somebody close to the White House statement coming out now. Elon Musk just reposted something. Elon Musk reposted somebody saying that Trump criticized Elon first. Elon criticized Trump's bill first. No. Elon Musk just reposted somebody saying Elon did not criticize Trump personally first. Trump criticized Elon first. Elon criticized Trump's bill first. Anyways, Elon Musk just reposted somebody saying this, for whatever it's worth. B-Rad says he started it. Does this mean Elon Musk is going to start posting again in the next couple minutes? Because he just retweeted somebody. Elon Musk also, well, there's a couple of things he's reposted. But who knows? You never know what's going to get posted tonight by either of them. One of our viewers likes the person who Elon reposted, whose name is, I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Kaizen D. Asidu. Wendy says these boys need to return to kindergarten. Does this here? Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Regina Heising responded to one of my posts about this, saying, I wonder if this feud is for real or for razzle-dazzle political theater to throw us off from what is really happening. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where this is all going. I mean, it could be quiet for a few hours or days, or it could blow up in 5 minutes. So I just don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I'm going to need to eat something soon. Strange and Scary New England says this is a very real fight. I don't know. I mean, I probably should wrap up this stream, and then if there's big developments, do another stream. I don't know if it's worth leaving the stream going while I go eat for this. There would have to be, because who knows? But, I mean, there might be random posts back and forth, but I wouldn't come on for that. But if there might be some huge thing. Yeah, why don't we do that? All right. So I think I'm going to start winding down the stream. But if I get off the air and then there's crazy news about it in the next 10 minutes, then I'll just come on and do another stream. Because I don't know their posting schedule. Who knows? But eat the eggs, says one of the viewers, Dr. McRib. Yeah, I think it's time to do that. So why is this a big deal? Well, it's the president fighting with the richest man in the world. And also, if Elon Musk opposes President Trump's spending bill, for all you know, that could turn some Republicans against it. Who knows? Maybe it could threaten the bill passing. Also, Elon Musk has said today he's beginning to decommission the Dragon spacecraft after Trump mentioned the idea of cutting off funding for Elon's companies, government funding, and the Dragon spacecraft is the only spacecraft America has to take people to and from the space station. There's also the question of if Elon Musk spent hundreds of millions of dollars on Trump and the Republican cause in the last year or so, could this stop that money? Elon Musk also talked about today about starting a third party. So there's all kinds of business and political potential ramifications, in addition to it just being a fight between the president and the richest man in the world. So all kinds of potential ramifications of this. Probably a lot more than I even mentioned. Maybe it portends some sort of split in the Republican Party between those who are pro-Musk and those who are not. All right. I'm going to start wrapping up this stream. But again, if there's big developments tonight, we'll come back on the air, okay? So... Charles Gasparino, who is with Fox Business, who I follow, he thinks that Elon Musk he says CEOs have a fiduciary responsibility to shareholders of public companies. And he says, show me how this feud in the Epstein comment without proof that the president was involved in Epstein's nefarious activities helps shareholders and isn't reckless to an insane degree. So he thinks that there's been some comments like this that say Elon is not fulfilling his responsibility as a CEO when conducting this feud. Anyways, there's a lot to talk about here, but I got to eat something. So, and I don't have big updates right now. So we're going to wrap this up for the moment, but, subscribe, follow Agenda Free TV. Again, if there's big developments tonight, I will come back on the air. And I would suggest turning the notifications on. We have this notification system that we've created that works really well. You sign up, and then you get a notification every time we go live, and it's really reliable and it's free. The mods will post the link to the notifications in the chat. And you can also see the link to the notifications in the YouTube and Facebook description of this video. So sign up to the notifications. And did I thank everybody? Oh, another drummer, Texas, says, why is this news when Ukraine is being hammered? Yeah, again, just to clarify, as I've said several times before, yes, Russia is conducting or has been conducting in the last couple of hours or something some strikes on Ukraine. Yes, that is important in and of itself, but nothing I've seen suggests that the types of strikes and the level of strikes are significantly different than what's been going on for months and for years. So I don't cover every time Russia strikes Ukraine. I cover if there's some big new development in that conflict. In my opinion, what is going on right now with these Russian strikes on Ukraine is not a big new development. So that is why I am not covering it. That's not to say it's not important in and of itself. You can find other outlets covering these things that happen every day. But if there is a big new development, I will certainly cover that. That's just the way I do the channel. Thank you, another drummer, Texas. Also, Tridentine. And also we were covering this. So I try to stick to one topic at a time. Okay. Hey, thanks so much to our moderators. We have Ruth Krafasi, Sarah 55, Janet B, Beth Mythical, all moderating over there on YouTube. Sabrina, Roberts May Queen, and others. Remember, our moderators, we couldn't even have the chat rooms without our moderators. They're the ones who make chat rooms possible. So huge thanks to our moderators. And before the rest of the moderators, I just want to say thanks again to you for watching. And also a lot of people sending in comments today, letting me read your comments on the air, sending me updates that you've seen. I really appreciate your help with the broadcast. But So thanks to you, and huge thanks to our mods as well. Over there on Facebook, Paul Anderson, K. Larry Body, Margaret Riley, all of our other moderators there, thank you. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha moderate for us on X, on Twitch, Bastion Girl, Big Ball of Yarn, Good Luck Duck, Airby Prairie Dawn, Matthew Kohai 3, McBritches, and Sarah, and all of our other Twitch moderators. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all of our moderators. I will post updates. Again, if there's big news in this story or some other big new development, I will come on the air and cover it. But also I will post updates on my X account, which is @Lookner on X. That is where I post breaking news updates all the time. So follow me for breaking news updates on X @Lookner. Also, if you're on X, good way to find out when we're going live is follow Agenda Free TV. I always post there when we go live. I post updates about the channel there @Agenda Free TV. Hey, thanks Bob the Bomb for the gift memberships. Thank you, Bob. And Gary Baines for being a member. And Kerry Poteet for the gift memberships. And thanks to everybody who donated. That's super nice of you guys. You are the ones who allowed this channel to exist with your support. So I really, really appreciate it. Very, very kind of you, all your support. And if you ever want to donate, you go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. But thank you. Thanks also to our Discord moderators. And we do have a chat where you can chat with other viewers when we're not on the air. It's free. A bunch of our viewers like to do it. It's on Discord, our Discord chat. Check out the Discord chat. It's the same link as the free notifications link. So check that out. Thanks to Mike Larry, our new member on YouTube. A reminder that if you watch on YouTube, I would suggest turning the YouTube notifications on. But to do that, here's how you turn on the YouTube notifications. You need to click the bell. You need to subscribe on YouTube, and then you click the bell and you choose all notifications. So if you do want to get the YouTube notifications, if you're subscribed, make sure you have the bell clicked and you've chosen all. Okay. And I'm going to keep an eye on what Trump and Elon are saying tonight. Who knows? Maybe we'll do another stream tonight. Hey, thanks so much to our Facebook subscribers for subscribing and supporting the channel over there. People like Michael Clayton, Robert Real II, Margaret Riley, K. Larry Body, LT, Sharon Klassen Goslin. Really appreciate all of our Facebook subscribers. Thank you so much. Oh, also, I think I missed some stars. Oh, no. I think Dina Schultz gave some stars. Sorry for anybody who gave stars who I missed in the chat. If I see them, I say thanks. That's the Facebook stars. So thanks to all of our star senders. Also, thank you to our Twitch subscribers. Big thanks. People like Shaggy in Wall Street, Drunk Can't Cook, Flaps 15, Kuzi Mirai, Warlord Wolf, Shaggy, I think I said Shaggy already, Douthis, Yamatna, Matthew Kohai 3, Big Ball of Yarn, thank you so much for subscribing, Neo Geo Zach, Beautiful Profanity, Allistic, thank you. Did I say Douthis? Thanks. Any others I'm missing over there? Thanks to all of our subscribers on Twitch and our YouTube members. McBritches, thank you. Our YouTube members. Like Roger Shoemaker, Evelyn in Maine, Pam Turner, Benny Hill, Jen's Crunchy Vac, Samurai Conscious, Dr. McRib, Sorry, by the way, we had a little power outage here, so I had to restart the stream after about like a half hour. So if you missed it, you can watch the first part of it too. Pam Turner, CAC 813, Chance, Angelina Knox, Jen's Crunchy Vax, Groovy Cheryl, Tina Marie, Doug Cahill, Saranda 68, John Flick, Evelyn in Maine, JD 63, Gen X Racer, 2K Red Eyes, I think it is. Thanks for being YouTube members. Leet Mum, Liam Harden, Jim Collier, Chance, Diamond Trail Ranch, Sinon, Terry Rose, Ken Lance, Groovy Cheryl, Lola P. Thanks, members. Harper Ann, Sivlap, Karen 61, Rizzo, Tina Marie, Raven Knight, CAC 813, Doug Cahill. Thank you, YouTube members. Pam Turner. Lighter thinks there's Neeby. Lighter thinks there's going to be a part 3 incoming. Thank you, Papa Steve. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'll be watching out for it. I'll be watching out for new developments. But I got to take a break and eat. Thank you, MB Trends, for watching. Thanks to all of our other viewers as well. John 1948. Yvonne McMillan. Dub M says, should be an entertaining evening when the crash outs continue late night. All right, guys. Thanks, Conky 2000 for watching. Threat 11 for watching. Forrest Ritchie, thanks for watching. Stephanie Kimber Hooper. Paula Thompson. All right, we're wrapping this up. Jessica Marie Villalobos, thank you. All right, it's time. It is time. All right, thanks for watching. You've been watching our live coverage of the Trump-Elon Musk feud, which blew up today. We'll have to see what happens with this, and I will keep an eye on other news as well. Thank you for watching. That's it for now. We'll see you very soon. Oh, thanks, Ray Pavarotti, our member from Holland. Thank you. 1 o'clock there, he says. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.